We've established a number of different hearing mechanisms of various fish. And as I continue to mention, when you talk about fish, it's a fairly broad brushstroke. There are some fish that don't have swim bladders. There's some fish that don't have lateral lines. There's some fish that don't have semicircular canals. So these are all just kind of generalities. One can look at the environment that fish are in and determine a lot about its hearing morphology. For example, animals or fish that live in turbid, dark, murky environments, like carp, for example, have fairly developed hearing systems. They're called hearing specialists. Animals that are in sedentary environments that rely on disguise, such as the flounder or the halibut, have fairly rudimentary hearing systems because they don't really need to hear. They just need to kind of sense what's near them. In fact, if we look at the halibut, it has little neuromasts kind of distributed on its body that allows it to tell when prey is nearby, and to a lesser degree, because I say it's a disguised fish, it doesn't really need to be warned of predators as much. Some fish see at night through sound. Some fish that don't make any noise themselves rely on the background noise of their environment to actually perceive it. There's no lack of noise in the ocean, particularly in shallow waters where you find a lot of fish. There are snapping shrimp. They create a broadband hissing sound, which you probably are familiar with if you stuck your head underwater in the ocean. It sounds like sand moving around. Well, those are all little shrimp snapping their claws. And they have to hear as well. So we have all these different critters in the ocean with their different adaptations to hearing, and it's of interest to us not only in terms of just the biology of that, or the morphology of hearing, but also because as we increase our noise impacts on the ocean, we want to make sure that that impact does not compromise the hearing habitats of these various animals.